Since wine is a family business, here is someone who has a familiar last name to introduce a special new wine star for Social Visionary. This is a new star. Wine enthusiast Vice President of New Business Development, Jacqueline Strum.
Thank you, Dad. It's no secret that this past year brought the conversation of gender to a boiling point in all industries. Whether you work in media, politics, or wine, women are using their voices louder than ever to create progress towards gender equality. This conversation cannot be had in our industry without mention of Deborah Brenner. Deborah has become the face and the force behind female empowerment in the alcohol beverage universe. Each one of the Women of the Vine symposiums, meetups, and networking events has a ripple effect that can be felt in every alcohol beverage boardroom across the globe.
I'm constantly surprised that other people are surprised that I'm a woman.
I have to work just that much harder and stay that much later just to prove that I can do all the same things that anyone else can do.
Women come up to me and say, like, how did you get this? I didn't realize that women could be in roles like this.
Don't wait to be asked to sit at the big table. Go and sit yourself at the big table.
Hi, I'm Deborah Brenner. I founded Women of the Vine and Spirits in response to the need and the demand by women in the alcohol beverage industry. I learned women were under-recognized and all but invisible. They wanted a forum to come together, to call their own. These are the voices of the Women of the Vine and Spirits.
There is something here and it's big. Oh my God, that's exactly what I wanted. That's what I was looking for the next generation.
It boils down to it's just good for business.
When great women get together, really great things happen.
We share values, we share experience, we share problem.
It gives me a sense of empowerment. It gives us a sense of validity.
It actually touches me so much. I get a little misty because it's so cool.
We are still the underdogs, and it's important for us to support each other.
This is the place to be. If they're not here, they're missing out.
Our keynote speakers, moderators, panelists, and attendees have grown to encompass some of the most accomplished women from around the world. Together, we can change the face of the alcohol beverage industry. Are you ready?
It is for these revolutionary efforts that we award Deborah Brenner as the inaugural recipient of the Social Visionary Wine Star Award.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to thank Adam, I want to thank Sybil and the entire wine enthusiast team. I am extremely honored to be awarded this accolade and to be amongst all of you and the other recipients. I share this award with all of the men and women that joined alongside of me in this movement to champion women in the alcohol beverage industry. 15 years ago, I never could have imagined standing here. I left the very male-dominated industry of the tech industry to pursue my passion in the wine industry. It was at that time I learned about the challenges of the women in the alcohol beverage industry. It was their passion for their work that compelled me to write the book, Women of the Vine, and to tell their stories to raise awareness of the amazing women in all aspects of this industry. When the book came out in 2006, a friend which many of you may know, Jack Badapaya Sr., he was a friend of Mel Dix, and he introduced me to Mel. And Mel graciously agreed to meet me, which he had never known before, at the St. Regis in New York. I showed up and I showed Mel my book, Women of the Vine. Mel immediately picked up his phone and he called a friend saying, I'm sitting here with a Hamisha girl and she's onto something. Well, guess what, Mel? You were exactly right. And you, too, were a visionary. Thank you. From there, I entered the wine business myself. But after over a decade, after a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and I do have to say I have the utmost respect for everybody in this room, because it is such a difficult industry. It is so competitive, and it is really hard, but it is the passion that makes us persevere. And after a ton of blood, sweat, and let me tell you, tears beyond, it didn't work out the way I hoped. I may have lost everything, but I never lost my passion to champion women in an industry that we all love. Thank you. It was there that I had to figure out what to do next and reinvent myself. It was always my vision to try to advocate to the industry and educate that gender diversity is really not just the good thing to do, but it also leads to innovation, creativity, and an increase to the bottom line. Who wouldn't want that, right? I mean, women consumers, when you look at them driving the trends, women are driving them. So it was always my vision to bring men and women together like a good marriage, like Mel's saying, after over 60 years. When we're a good marriage and we do it together, miracles can happen. So when I decided to start Women of the Vine and Spirits as a membership organization to support women in March 2015, I found myself trailblazing through uncharted territory. I stood on that stage, I prayed that I would sell 250 tickets because I rented one of the most expensive venues in Napa Valley at the Meritage Resort and Spa. I didn't have one ticket sale, not one sponsor. And when I graced that stage in 2015, and God bless my boyfriend, who's now husband, I lost everything in the wine industry, and his restaurant got destroyed in Superstorm Sandy on the Hudson River. Both of us were in destitute, and I had to tell him that unfortunately, my house was in foreclosure. But I never, ever wanted to give up on what I envisioned for a great industry and for great women and men to come together. I could not have persevered without the tremendous support from so many of you gathering here tonight. Because of you, our corporate members and individual members, we now have a forum to call our own. Since we started Women of the Vine and Spirits, we have witnessed companies building and developing women's initiatives and taking actionable steps to support and champion their women and themselves. Look at Bill Newland's Constellation. So excited to hear the news. $100 million pledged to women-led and owned companies. Bill, if you have a little extra, I'm over here. Amazing. Who would have thought of this back then? I have so many people to thank, and I have so much to be thankful for. And that's really something worth toasting. So thank you, everybody in this room. Thank you for all of the men and women that have been part of this movement with me. Thank you again for Wine Enthusiast Media. Together, we are changing the face of the alcohol beverage industry. Thank you.